For centuries, power was easy to recognize. It arrived in warships, in uniforms, in flags planted into foreign soil. But modern power does not always arrive like that anymore. Today, control is quieter. It hides behind convenience, behind technology, behind systems we willingly carry in our pockets every single day. And nowhere is this transformation more visible than in the battle over data, currency, and digital sovereignty. Because the next great geopolitical war may not begin with bombs. It may begin with code. For decades, nations fought over oil, but in the 21st century, another resource became even more valuable. Information, not gold, not diamonds, not land, data. Who controls information? Controls perception. Who controls perception controls behavior, and who controls behavior controls entire societies. Your location can be tracked, your purchases recorded, your opinions analyzed. Every click leaves a footprint. Every search creates a profile. Every movement feeds a system larger than yourself, and most people never notice it happening. Because unlike historical empires, this one does not need chains. It only needs participation. The world is now shifting towards systems previous generations could barely imagine. Artificial intelligence, facial recognition, algorithmic governance, and increasingly, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. To supporters, they represent innovation, a faster financial system. But critics warn of something else entirely, a future where money itself becomes programmable, restricted, or even controlled. Governments could theoretically gain the ability to monitor economic behavior in real time, not through force, but through infrastructure. The battlefield is evolving. The old world fought over land routes. The new world fights over submarine internet cables and semiconductors. The nations that dominate these systems may dominate the century itself. AI dominance, rare earth minerals, digital financial systems. History repeats itself in different clothing. Colonial powers once divided territories physically. Now influence often spreads digitally. This is why information warfare has become one of the defining conflicts of our time. Who tells the story matters. Perception shapes reality. Social media platforms now influence elections. Algorithms influence public opinion. Artificial intelligence generates realistic propaganda. Truth itself has entered a dangerous new phase, because for the first time in history, seeing is no longer believing. The infrastructure grows quietly in the background, almost invisibly, camera by camera, database by database, policy by policy. The future is already arriving, quietly, digitally, systematically. Who controls the infrastructure of tomorrow? Because whoever controls the system may ultimately control the world. And perhaps the most unsettling part of all this is how invisible the transition feels, because history taught people to fear visible oppression. Armies, weapons, violence, but the systems of the future may not arrive violently at all. They may arrive efficiently, conveniently, smoothly, wrapped in innovation. A society does not resist a system it believes is helping it, and that is what makes modern infrastructure so powerful. This is why strategic regions are becoming increasingly important again, not only because of military geography, but because of infrastructure geography. This is partly why international attention towards Somaliland continues growing quietly in geopolitical circles. Not because geography suddenly changed, but because the modern world is entering an era where strategic access matters more than ever before. Even the possibility of deeper diplomatic ties would likely trigger reactions far beyond the region itself, not simply because of politics, but because of strategic positioning. The average person now wakes up inside a stream of information designed to keep them emotionally connected to the machine. Because the future rarely announces itself loudly. It arrives gradually, quietly, one system at a time, one screen at a time, one agreement at a time, until eventually, the world wakes up inside something entirely new. Who controls the infrastructure of tomorrow? Because whoever controls the system may ultimately control the world.